Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sewing Thursday. I am, of course, T. You might know me from my sewing blog, Sewing by T, from my fabric shop, Simply by T, or maybe you just love sewing and you have stumbled upon my video. I want to welcome you because we are about to have a really good sewing time. So as people are popping on, I want to thank you for joining me. Make sure that you hit like. And just make sure that you say hello because that helps me keep track of who's joining me today. I have got some really fun topics for us today. So first up, I'm talking about 2 thread faction patterns, which are super awesome. Kevin, you're going the wrong way. I'm right there. Doesn't matter. Go away. As I was saying, I am talking about 2 thread faction patterns. A tip for working with lastin. Thank you, Mara. Welcome, Crystal. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. I've got a really cool little sewing ruler for you that you are going to love. And we're going to be talking about pre-orders that are coming up. So I am really excited. Welcome, Kaima. So up first, if you read my blog, you know that I talked about the Koemi Jessie, and I'm guessing it's pronounced Koemi. I have no idea. It's German. But I was really disappointed because my photos did not show our navy glitter French terry that well. So the first thing I wanted to do was show that to you because I'm hoping, yes. So it looks great on this camera with my nice box lights, but I could not get this to show up on my photos, which was really disappointing. So if you were thinking about buying our glitter French terry, all of the colors are, of course, fabulous, but the most striking is the navy glitter. So my absolute favorite. And since we're talking about the Koemi, I'm going to go ahead and talk about our ruler first. So the Koemi Jessie is a German pattern, and that pattern does not come with seam allowances. And up until now, I've really been like, ugh, do I want to mess with patterns that don't have seam allowances? It seems like a lot of work and all the tracing and blah, 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 right? And we all know T is super lazy. Welcome, Marcia. I'm glad you got your mystery box and swatches. And yes, the glitter fabric is awesome, but the navy is the bestest best. At least that's my opinion. I mean, I've made stuff with all the colors, but my favorite's the navy. Back to the Koemi Jessie. I get distracted easily right now. So it doesn't have seam allowances. And I was going to just use my regular ruler and add in all the seam allowances after I'd already traced the pattern, and it was such a pain. So I was watching a Craftsy video, and I don't remember which one it was. And one of the instructors popped out a ruler, very similar to this one. Let's see if I can get this close enough so you can see. And if you look, there's 2 sets of lines on here. And what those are is the thinner one is a 1/4 inch line, and the next set is a 1/2 inch line. And the purpose of this ruler is that you can easily go through, line up your pattern with whichever of the lines, and trace out your seam allowances. Boom, super fast, right? Super, super awesome. So I think I paid $1.31 for this on Amazon. Maybe it was $2. But yes, super easy. So let me get through. I've got 2 questions here, and I don't want people to think I'm ignoring them. So first I'll answer Kaima's question. It's, what do I use to trace? So I did buy a big roll of tracing paper. I think it's Pellon 830. But I can look and let you know later today when I take a look. But yes, I do use actual tracing paper. It has a texture to it that helps it stick better on your pattern pieces, which is a nice upgrade from using regular printer paper from PDFs. Right, so Devin is asking, would the glitter French terry be soft drapey enough for a kimono? I mean, you know, I'm going to say for a kimono, you're better off with our baby French terry, because that stuff has amazing, amazing, amazing drape, and it's really soft and cozy and super awesome. And I've basically made everything with it. So welcome everybody, and thanks for joining me. I want to make sure that I don't forget anybody. So we've got Rhonda and Joelle are here, and Devin and Marcia and Crystal, of course. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. But like I said, this little ruler saved me so much time on tracing out my seam allowances. So if you need to trace seam allowances, this is definitely your gadget. I know a lot of people ask me what I'm wearing. So before I get too far ahead of myself, if you are a member of the Made for Mermaids pattern group, you know that I am a little bit obsessed with the Mama Stella. And the reason is that not only is it like super cute, but it's also so comfy. So this is one of our leopard prints in the fabric shop. It's a rayon spandex, super drapey and soft. I'm going to scoot backwards here for you. I do have just a little bit of extra length added here, but you can't see it because of the print, which is fabulous. And then, of course, the really fun back. So let's see. So yes, Kaima, I love like animal prints. And for the longest time, I thought that I totally did not like animal prints. And then I started wearing them, and now I'm a little bit obsessed. So yes, I love my animal prints. This is fabric, just like fabulous fabric, because it's soft and drapey without being clingy. And that's what I look for when I'm buying a rayon spandex, is that it's not clingy, because I don't want my clothes to cling, but I want them to have soft drape. And thank you everybody for those fabulous comments about my belly. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you would think that something not that big should not take up so much space, but apparently it does. So speaking of the bump and babies, let's go ahead and get started up with my pattern review. So make sure that I get them right. So Thread Faction has two Grow With Me pants patterns. One of them is a really loose harem pant, which they call their pirate pants. And then they have number 114, which is the Grow With Me slim pant. So you can get the pirate pant in size newborn to 6 months for free by signing up for the newsletter. So of course I did that because I'm expecting a baby. And then I happened to get their newsletter last week that was offering $8 off any pattern, which basically made the Grow With Me slim pant $1. So I knew I needed both of those to kind of take a look. So up first is the pirate pant. And the one thing that I want to point out on this pant is that the front and back pattern pieces are the same. So you get one leg, but it's the same pattern piece. You cut it on the fold right here and put it all together. That said, I am a cloth diapering mama, so we're going to need all of the space that's in here for a big fluffy butt. But I'm a little bit obsessed with these Grow With Me patterns right now, because anybody who's sewn for a baby knows there's like 15 million sizes between newborn and 2T when it starts going, 2T, 3T, 4T. So I am cautiously optimistic that these are going to last me. So the way that they work is to get more rise, you extend the waistband up. And to get more length in the legs, you pull these cuffs down. So easy peasy. For a free pattern, I am totally legit okay with it being the same front and back pattern piece for a harem pant. Kaima's mentioning that Apple Tree Pattern is coming out with a new pants pattern, and I have been stalking them, like straight up just every day. Excuse me. Bless me. Sorry. Okay, so I know that Apple Tree is coming out with a new Grow With Me pant, and it's got like these little moto patches, and it's supposed to be reversible. So every day I go and check. They tell me that it's supposed to be tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to buy it tomorrow. So, but for a free pant This isn't bad, but you only get up to size 6 months. Shaline's asking if I'm going to be making some cloth diapers. My cloth diaper stash is, let's just say it's obnoxious. How's that? So I could easily go 4 days without washing cloth diapers, but I wash every other day. So I have enough cloth diapers to diaper an army of babies. So I probably won't be making new ones. But if you're looking for a cloth diaper pattern, I do like, I believe it's the Tutu Mafia Pattern Revolution free pattern. And I did modify mine to be a full fold down, one size, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, chances are I will eventually run out of things to sew for the baby, and then I will start sewing diapers, even though I don't need any. So there's that. The 114 Grow With Me Slim Pants. So this is supposed to fit from newborn to 9 months. And my one concern here is I don't think there's enough room in here for a cloth diaper 9-month booty. But maybe there is. But cloth diapers are big and bulky, especially as you get bigger. But just like the pirate pants, you've got the fold-up waistband and the fold-down cuff legs. This comes in 3 sizes, which is newborn to 9 months, 9 months to 3 years, 3 years to 6 months. Like I said, I'm a little concerned that there's not room in here for cloth diapers. At no point did they say that there's supposed to be room for cloth diapers. So I won't be surprised if we outgrow this one very quickly. So I'm probably going to be making lots of pirate pants. But for $1, this was a great deal. I will say that I feel like the 6-month size of the harems is just about the same size, actually longer than the 9-month size of the slim fit pants. So I may get extra wear out of these that I wouldn't get out of these. For what I paid though, totally legit, and you can't beat free. So if you're sewing for a baby and you need some harem pants, free pattern, perfect. All right, what else is on my list of things? Okay, so a couple weeks ago, someone emailed me and said, hey T, can you talk to me about lastin? Well, before we start talking about lastin, Mara's asking me if I've tried the Max and Mina Max Allowances. So I do have that pattern. I have sewn up a few pairs. I find, just from looking at them, and I don't have it in front of me, is that they run a little bit slimmer, but that circle cutout does give you more space. So I don't know. Obviously, I don't have a baby to put them on yet, but I've made several pairs, and I will gladly talk about those next week. But these were the 2 I felt like from the same designer, and one being free, it seemed like a good chance to talk about them. But the Max and Mina Max Allowances are so cute, and I love that circle bum on them, just adorable. See, Kaima has had the same experience, that they do run kind of slim, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm not going to not make them. So, and if you're looking for a sized pattern like the Max and Mina's, New Horizons has, what are they called? I think they're called monkey pants. So they have monkey pants and they have monkey leggings, and it comes in 2 different size styles. So you have disposable diaper and cloth diaper. And I did use those for my youngest. They came out right before she started potty training. So those were super cute and super fun. And they include little animal faces you can put on that circle bum. So it is so, so cute. But I am trying to minimize how much sewing I have to do for this baby, because if I don't sew for their older sisters, there's going to be a lot of fighting. And babies need a lot of clothes. So I'm trying to do a lot of Grow With Me, and I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of the apple tree stuff. I'm just waiting for them to have their Easter sale so I can grab all the patterns, like literally all of them. So 2 weeks ago, somebody asked me about sewing with lastin. And lastin is a clear elastic. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like you can get a pretty good view of that. So lastin is a clear elastic. And they said that the problem they were having was that it was shredding when they were sewing it. So I've actually never had that experience. So I have some ideas of what could have happened, but I couldn't replicate it. So some things to know when working with lastin. Number one, before you sew it onto anything, you need to stretch it. So you stretch it and get all the stretch out of it, because otherwise it's overly firm. And when you're done, it's not going to bounce back the way you want it to. So always first stretch your lastin before you sew it onto anything. Number two, this, Natasha's asking, comparing it to Framelon. Is Framelon similar to lastin? I'm not familiar with that term. I've only ever heard of it called lastin. But anyway, so number one, always stretch it out first before you use it. My first experience with using this was actually sewing cloth diapers. So I've had a lot of experience working with it. And some other things to note. I prefer sewing elastic on with a 3-step zigzag, but I recommend using a 2-step with lastin, only because the less holes you put in it, the less likely you're going to get it to fray. Natasha is saying Framelon is a European one. My best guess is that it's the same product under a different brand name, but I've never seen it. So when you're sewing this, I recommend a 2-step, not a 3-step zigzag, the way you would with a knit elastic. I tried it both with a ballpoint needle and a universal. The universal seemed more likely to actually cause it to fray, but it didn't actually shred on me. So I don't know. I don't know why this was like shredding on the other person. I can tell you one very, 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 very important thing. Do not ever put an iron near this, because it will melt into a wet, sticky, plasticky mess. So if those tips aren't working for you, I don't know what else could be going on. So if anybody has any ideas what things they might have done to make their lastin shred, I'd love to hear them. When in doubt, my answer is always to change your sewing needle. And sometimes it can also be the pressure of your presser foot on the lastin, because it is kind of sticky. And so as you're pulling it along, it could also just be catching. Mara's asking if steaming would melt it. I didn't try steaming it, but I know that I accidentally touched it with my iron once, and it would like, it just like disappeared very, very quickly. So Devin's mentioning that it could have been old or UV exposed, and absolutely sunlight will destroy elastic very, very quickly. And if it's kind of fragile and not super stretchy, then your elastic is old and it will fall apart. So those are some good ideas, Devin. You know, like I said, I could not replicate the problem, so I don't know what else could be going on. But when in doubt, replace your needle. The last thing, Mara wanted to know where I bought my lastin. So there's 2 places I recommend for buying elastic in general. Number 1 is So Sassy, and I bought this 100-yard roll at So Sassy. I do buy elastic in 100-yard or more rolls. I go through a lot of elastic. And that's just because I sew so much stuff and I hate to run out. So Sassy, I think, was the best pricing for this. If you do not want to buy 100 yards, because I know most people don't even need 100 yards, Diaper Sewing Supplies has lastin, and they have it per yard, and they also offer a discount after so many yards. So that's usually where I buy smaller quantities of elastic. Wawak does sell some elastics, but they don't have all of the ones that I like. So those are 3 places to check, but I know Wawak doesn't sell lastin. They just sell the braided stuff. All right, so I know a lot of people have joined me today because I said I was going to be talking about the pre-orders, and I am super, super, super excited about these pre-orders. So First up is dry text, which you can't see because it's white on white. That's horrible, right? So what is the dry text? Dry text is a wicking fabric, just like our black Under Armour. It has a UV coating, which I know lots of people were asking about fabric for UV coating. We're going to be going with the 350 GSM, which is comparable to a 10 ounce. This is a really heavy duty fabric as far as like exercise leggings and that sort of thing. Retail is going to be $12.50 a yard, and pre-order will be $10 a yard. Stretch percentages, as you can see, maybe you can see a little better on this black one. This black one's a little bit thicker, but similar stretch. So it's got 75% horizontal and 50% vertical. So it is nice and stretchy and will work for leggings as pants. It is really, really thick stuff. And these are the colors we have to choose from. So I will be putting up a poll so we can kind of narrow this down, because there's no way I can stock all of these colors and actually have room for them. So we'll definitely have black, because I cannot live without black, and either silver, which is this one, or graphite, which is like a darker gray. But I'll definitely be taking any ideas. I mean, some of these colors are super fun, but how practical are they going to be? Like, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to wear neon orange pants. So, you know, that's just me. I am excited about this one. I already told you pre-orders $10, 10 ounces. It is a 90-10 poly spandex. So it's got a lot of elastic in it. That's what makes it so stretchy. Great recovery. I don't know if you could tell. There we go. Like my fingers are back there. You can almost see my blue nails. See blue nails, and you can't really see it through there. So great. I don't know. Like I personally don't wear white pants, just my thing. So, but definitely completely opaque in other colors. So that's the first thing that's going to be going up as pre-order. We're looking at a turnaround time of about a month. So I will give you a week to vote on colors. Then we'll do a week for pre-order. And then it should arrive to the shop 2 weeks after that. So that's number one. And I'm going to sneeze again, I think. Or no, whatever. Okay, so the other thing that we'll be stocking is matte swim. So information. It'll be $12 retail, $9.50 pre-order. This is chlorine resistant, which I know is really important. It's easy to find matte fabric, but it's not always chlorine resistant. So it's 80% nylon, 20% spandex, and it's just about 6 ounces for weight. What else? Horizontal stretch is 75%, vertical is 50%. Oh, I'm so scatterbrained. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like a train wreck over here. And we've got some really fun colors. And I'm also looking into getting some custom prints, but that's really going to depend on pricing, because I don't want to go to a $20 a yard price point. I don't think it's fair to you, and it's not fair to me. Like, I don't want to have to price it so high that nobody can get the pretty fabrics they want. So I am looking at printing, but that's going to add quite a bit to the price, and I don't want to go into that. So anyway, as far as the mats, definitely we'll have black, we'll have a navy, some kind of gray. Probably going to pick a nude color just so that we have something for lining. And then, yeah, I think that's all the information you need to know. But if you have specific questions, please ask me, because I'm all over the place. So, and I'll also have a separate poll for that. So the first thing we need to do is manage to keep the 2 polls separately. So one for the dry text, which is super awesome UV moisture wicking, 10 ounces a yard. And then the matte swim fabrics is 6 ounces a yard, and that's chlorine resistant. We will need to hit a certain amount for minimums this time because I've only got so much space in the shop, so I can only store so much as retail. But other than that, I think that's everything. Oh, if you ordered the navy stretch faux leather, that did arrive yesterday, I think. I don't know. My days are so mixed up. It could have been Tuesday. I know I've been cutting a lot of fabric lately, and it makes me tired. So those are all out. So if you haven't gotten it yet, yours is in the mail. We are still waiting on the dark denim cotton lycra. It should have been released from the port today, and so hopefully if they have time, they'll get it in the mail tomorrow, otherwise next week. And finally, as anybody knows, St. Patrick's Day is on Saturday. And so to help celebrate, not so much St. Patrick's Day because that's not a holiday I necessarily celebrate, but just to celebrate spring, we are having a Save Green on Green sale this weekend only. So anything that is green in the shop is 20% off with the coupon code SAVE GREEN. So I'm going to type that in here for you, SAVE GREEN, and that's for 20% off. And that includes green, obviously, olive, mint. I think that was the 3 colors I pulled up. Oh, no. Facebook completely ignored all these comments. So now I have to go back. But let me pull up the advertising to make sure that I've got all the colors. But I think it was green, olive, and mint. All of those are 20% off. And if you look, most of our florals have some amount of green in them. So if they do, those are on sale. So let me go through these comments. Kaima's asking if the dry tech is too thick for tops. I mean, for a fitted t-shirt, I think it would work great. You know, exercise gear, that sort of thing. I think it may even be stable enough to be part of a sports bra as long as it had other lining to add a little bit of extra support. As always, Lori is asking for pink fabric, which I'm totally with you, Lori. I love pink, and I think you'll love the pink swim colors that we'll be picking from. And yes, Robin is eyeing the cobalt blue, and yes, it is so pretty. So it's going to be hard to pick out just one, and like just one, like we cannot carry 5 shades of blue. I mean, I love blue, but we really cannot carry 5 shades of blue. And I agree, yes, workout gear can be practical and crazy, but we only have room for so much crazy. So we'll have to pick carefully about what colors we want. Let's see. Natasha's asking about UV. So the dry text does have a UV coating. I believe it's 50, but I can double check. Devin says that we should just skip nude altogether and just get lots of pretty colors. And I think that if we can get enough as far as pre-order goes, I don't mind getting lots and lots of colors, but we have to hit minimums, and that's where we struggle. Is when you have too many options, then it's harder to hit those minimums. Of course, anybody who's interested in ordering 10 yards of any one color, that will automatically make sure that I order it. So if that's something you're interested in and you're like, ooh, I saw a color I like and I'm willing to order 10 yards, just message me and I will guarantee you get your fabric. Natasha's saying that I can hide fabric under the crib, but honestly, you guys do not want me to bring fabric into my house. Like it will never leave. I will just sew it all. Melissa's asking if the swim is UV rated, and it is not. So the swim is not UV rated. It is just swim knit. Crystal's asking for olive, which I also love olive, although I don't see an olive on here. How disappointing. So I guess we won't be getting olive this time because there's no olive on these. But there is an olive on the swim knit, so that's definitely an option. And yes, Crystal's olive jacket is amazing. And of course, Devin, purple is the color of the year and also my favorite color. So that will definitely be listed in the options for people. Hopefully we will hit minimums on pre-order for that. So I want to thank everyone for joining me. I have yet again gone way over my 15 minutes, but it's always fun to come and talk about fabric. If anybody has questions about the pre-orders, just let me know. Either post in the Facebook group or just send me a private message. I don't mind answering those. Otherwise, I have not finished the polls for those, but they'll go up either sometime tomorrow or on Monday. The sale starts now because the coupon code is active. So Save Green on green. The coupon code is Save Green, SAVEGREEN. And that is for any of the green fabrics in the shop. So either green, olive, or mint. And I know it's a stretch to call mint green, but you know, I like that color and I figure you guys do too. So thank you for joining me. If you aren't signed up for the newsletter, make sure that you do sign up, because if you ever miss one of these live videos, that's where you're going to get the scoop on what went down. All right, thanks for joining me, and I will see you all next week.